In today's video, we'll be talking about a major system that will be impacting the US this week. Alright everyone, right now we are looking at the GFS model here, precipitation rate here, and we are just going to jump in here. We can see light to moderate snow for the probably southwest to west United States, and also a little bit of snow for Illinois and Michigan, probably getting the southern Michigan. Snow totals will be pretty subtle for southern Michigan, but still a little bit of snow expected. And we can see, I moved out a little bit too much there, but we can see a low pressure system right around in this area. GFS model isn't doing too well on keeping track of that, but we can see definitely moisture connecting here, forming a big cold front here. We are seeing it stretching across the whole United States, getting up into Canada. We can definitely see ice being a big problem here, as I'm outlining there. Ice being a huge problem, as it will be just trailing for days over some areas, maybe even 2 days, which is just crazy. And the ice could also be getting a ton there. Snow, again, pretty subtle for the area I've just outlined there, and snow pretty light over here, but that won't stay there for long. As we move it out a little bit, 6 hours, this could be very huge here. As look at this ice, we can see a little bit of moisture sneaking in right there, so that will be causing a little bit of rain for that area, but mainly a pretty steady ice right here for a lot of areas, as it is getting a little bit light, getting close to Tennessee and getting into Kentucky, but still pretty crazy ice totals. And let's see, right here would probably a good area for anywhere from moderate to light snow rates. But again, the snowstorm, the snow isn't our main concern. Again, the ice is gonna just be a huge concern, humongous concern. And yesterday we were talking about a low pressure system that could be going right here. That has dissipated and moved a little bit farther east, which the Ecmwf high res was predicting their low pressure system right here. GFS has finally got its act together and found the low pressure system. Again, snow getting moderate, maybe even heavy locally in some areas, and we can see days of just trailing here of ice. Let's see, let's go ahead and rewind it there. So right here, right there, that is going to be a really big spot for ice, because look, we move it out. Look how long. Well, it's going to be a little bit farther south, but look at it a little bit farther south. So 6 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours, 30 hours. Okay, so right around here would be a better area. 24 hours. 30 hours. 36 hours. 36 hours. So we could be seeing up to more than a day here, which is just absurd. Just crazy here, as we are just rewinding it and moving it forward. And for the farther south regions, which didn't really get impacted that hard by the cold front, are seeing more rain than anything, as the cold front will be passing. And it actually won't be bringing that much cold, as it will be saying just the same as it was before. And we can see that system yesterday, if this was just, oh gosh, that was a terrible L. If this just was a little bit farther this way, this would be causing much bigger problems. But we are not seeing that, and just a little bit of ice for the coast, nothing much, as it will immediately turn back into rain. And yeah, that is really it for the storm on the GFS model and precip. But we still have to check out the snowfall totals. So let's go and look at that. Okay, right now we are looking at the snowfall. We can see a pretty big bullseye probably right here, as we can see possibly even days of trailing snow. But we can see the main bullseye getting a little bit more pinpoint and precise. Definitely right there is a good area to say. Has definitely shifted a little bit farther northeast. A ton actually has shifted a ton east, ton northeast. Because we can see yesterday the bullseye was right around here, so it has shifted a lot down. Okay, southeast, but hear me out here, southeast and northeast. That may sound really confusing, but here we were seeing these greens yesterday reach down to here, so it's gone northeast, right? And the snowfall totals have been pushed southeast. So yeah, that's basically what it's looking at. You know, nothing much. Right here's probably the main area, but we can see 14 inches, 16 inches, 18 inches, and 20 inches in some localized areas. But that's really it. And we are going to check out now the Gfs Ice Totals. Right now, we are looking at the Gfs Ice Totals here, or freezing rain totals. That we can see, definitely we are seeing that bullseye here. 100% we are seeing that bullseye, as we can see darker colors getting into there. But let's go and get into the totals here. 1 inch 15, let's see, 1.78 inches, that's almost 2 inches. Let's see, so there's a pretty big stretch. So let's see here. So right here would be the inch of ice for this big of an area. That is so many states. It may look like a little sliver, but remember, that's just the bullseye here. We can see ice total stretching out this big. So that is a huge area covering millions of people, millions and millions of people, tens of millions of people. So that is just crazy amounts. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the Ecmwf high res. Right now we are looking at the Ecmwf high res here, and yeah, it's almost the same prediction here, as we are seeing light snow for this area, right? And a little bit heavier snow where the main cold front will be, as it will be heading up into Canada, right? And if we move it out just a little bit here, almost the same prediction, but there's one key difference. The fact that there is a much bigger area of ice. Much bigger area. And then we can see here mix right there that I've just outlined. That's a mix of snow, freezing rain, rain even in some areas, but mainly freezing rain and snow. We can see that model has definitely depicted the low pressure system now, as it will be moving up like this, right? And we can see very heavy, actually, getting into dark red, which is getting to the top of our charts. We can definitely see moderate to light snow, but still, that snow could be getting pretty big here as the model starts to move out. We can see definitely it's starting to lift up the moisture. We can see the moisture heading all the way down there, much far down there, well into the Gulf there. And that is where it was getting impacted by the Gulf Stream, as the water is so warm, it's always pumping out convection and always has a ton of moisture. And if low pressure system comes farther south enough, they're always rotating like this, right? If they're always rotating like that, they're going to have sort of a tail that will be going across them like this. They'll always have a tail that will be there, and that will always be pulling up moisture from the Gulf. And that's basically an explanation of why it looks like that. And also, on the borderline of the warm here, we can see those red lines and blue lines. On the warm and cold, a lot of convection can pop up there. And that is where a lot of the convection will be, because of the reason why it is unleashing very cold air from the north. And some warm air from the southeast to the south is coming in and mixing in with the system. And that is causing some convection to blow up. And if we keep on moving it out, we can see the storm moves away. Let's go ahead and look at the Ecmwf high-res snowfall. You guys may be thinking, well, a lot of this snow has gotten depleted. A ton of this snow really isn't there anymore. And I'm like, well, it's not. So let me explain. So right here, we are looking at, 10 inches in some areas, give or take 3 inches, right? Well, that's because a lot of snow has already fallen today and last night. That is a lot of snow. Probably like 5 inches maybe has already fallen in some of these areas. And there's still a lot more of snow to come, so stay prepared out there. And let's go ahead and read some totals. So let's give it 4 inches in Illinois here. 4 plus 10, right? Well, that's not Illinois. Let's get into Illinois. 10 inches in Illinois. Very far eastern Illinois, but still in Illinois. 4 inches. 14 inches, 15 inches. That is just still more than a foot of snow for you guys, which is still a lot of snow. You guys have been getting snow all day today. So that will be continuing through tonight and into tomorrow morning and through tomorrow evening. May there still be a little bit of snow showers and flurries. So let me tell you, that is definitely days of snow, 2 days of snow. So you guys are just getting snow. So yeah, you guys will be waking up in the morning, probably tomorrow, with a lot of snow on the ground and some snow falling down. Yep, and let's go ahead and end the video off with some temperatures. Wow, we are looking at a big cold blast here. We can see that this is the cold front, right? We can see that huge amount of cold air that was released from the Canadian border and Canada. And let's go ahead and see how cold it's getting. -3 degrees, -4 degrees Fahrenheit, as you can see on that little F there. And -4 degrees, -4 degrees is probably the max we're seeing. Bullseye definitely right here where most of that snow is. So that snow is going to be sticking around for the while here. And say it gets above freezing during the day, that snow is going to have a little bit of water all over the roads and stuff, and that's going to freeze overnight. That could be causing some big driving difficulties, so watch out for that, guys. And yeah, that's really it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.